In the Company of Charity is a podcast by the Daughters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul. Each episode will be discussing the church, society, and service to others, all through the lens of the spirit we received from St. Vincent de Paul, the Saint of Charity. Join in the conversation by sending your comments and questions to companyofcharity@gmail.com.
So welcome to the first of a series of podcasts, 4 in total, that we're calling Sounds from the Mother House. And these were interviews that Sister Liz and I did while we were in Paris. And I'm sure by now all of you know that Sister Liz and I spent some time in Paris. And in that time, we were able to do a number of interviews. And some of them you'll be hearing throughout the rest of the year. But these 4 particularly, we wanted to pull together, especially in the month of March, because March is the month that we renew our vows. All the Daughters of Charity around the world will renew our vows again, as we do each year. And so this is a very special month for us. That will happen on the Feast of the Annunciation, March 25th. And so we thought that for this time we would use these Sounds of the Mother House. This is the internationality of the company. We'll hear from Sister Martha, who's from South Korea, today in this podcast, and then you'll hear others in the next 3 weeks. So every week this month, very special podcasts, Sounds of the Mother House, starting now.
All right, we're back in the Company of Charity podcast. This is Sister Liz here. I'm here with my friend Sister Elizabeth.
Sister Liz,
we are here. We are in the same spot at the same time, looking at each other's faces, and it's really a gift.
It is. It truly is a gift. Yeah.
This is another edition of Company of Charity International, where we did some interviews while we were at the Mother House.
Yeah, it was really, really fun to kind of find sisters who, from other countries, not from France, not from the United States, not English speaking, or at least not their first language, and to see, I think what really brought kind of fervor to my heart, brings back the first fervor of your vocation, is that we're all sisters. The charism is the same, no matter where you live, no matter where you caught on fire with it, that it is the same. And that was really, really a fascinating experience for me.
Yes, and we have today an interview with Sister Martha Kim, who's from Korea.
Yes.
And she is at the Mother House. She puts us to shame because English is probably her 3rd or 4th language.
Yes, yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Those Americans, a lot of times all they know is English.
English, that's right, yeah. And so many are trying to learn English, and we're thinking, oh my goodness, we should be learning other languges, but...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm working on my Spanish, but
it's good.
It's getting there.
Good.
And you're Swahili.
Swahili, yeah. That's not going to be very helpful at the Mother House, I'm afraid. Yeah, there aren't many Swahili speakers.
But I think people are really going to find some interest in this interview because I have to say, North Korea in particular is kind of a mysterious thing.
It is. And of course, we know it politically, we know it from what we see in the news and what we hear about, meetings between presidents and things that are happening. And I think what I really, really appreciated about this interview with Sister Martha is that she speaks, very sensitively about the Church of South Korea and the idea that they are separated from those who were of the Catholic faith who are now in North Korea, and that because of the communist regime, because of just the way North Korea is, that faith, church, religion was not practiced, and so for now 60, 70 years people have not been able to practice their faith. There's no church, there's nothing there, and yet there is a hope in the Catholic Church, almost preparation for when unification happens, and they believe that it will someday, that those who were of the faith will return, that they'll rejoice in knowing that the church is still there, and that maybe, even though they have not been able to practice, and that life has been so difficult for them, that maybe their Catholic faith has continued in their hearts, and that they may still be sharing it, but that they can't even know that, that they can't even know whether the faith is still there. It seems just almost devastating, and yet there is this hope that, that when that unification happens, that it will not just be a political experience between South Koreans and North Koreans, but that it will be families reuniting, people coming back to life, almost like a resurrection. So she just filled me with such hope. I don't think that I can hear the news again about North and South Korea in the same way. She just brought a totally different perspective in it for me, and I really appreciated that in this interview.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, and we hope you guys really enjoy it. We, as always, you can get in touch with us by emailing companyofcharity@gmail.com. Send us your questions, your comments, and we'll keep the conversation going.
Yeah, I would love to hear from you.
All right, God bless everybody.
So we are in the company of Sister Martha Kim.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. We're so happy that you were able to come for this interview today. So Sister Martha is a Daughter of Charity from the province of
Luis de Marilla, Asia province.
Okay, St. Louis de Marillac of Asia. And we are from the St. Louis province of the United States, as well as the St. Elizabeth Ann Seton province in the western part of the United States. So we're really happy to have you here today. So we wanted to just ask you a few questions about yourself, your vocation, vocations in the community in Korea. And then just some of your ideas about the church in Korea, not to get too political, but how does the politics of the now affect not just vocations, but the mentality and the daily life of the people in Korea, in South Korea specifically? Yes.
I have no idea of
North Korea, of course. So tell us a little about yourself, how you became a Daughter of Charity.
My vocation age, this time 21 years.
Congratulations.
Actually, my family is Buddhist. I was become university student. I met a good friend. She's Catholic, and she introduced about the catechism, and I am interested about life of Jesus, and that during the studying time, I have something difficulty about how live my life future. So I really interested attending the catechism class and just attending, and I must have needed permission my parents become Catholic, because they are no Catholic, they are Buddhist. Korean culture, the woman is married, just follow their husband's religion. So my father, my mother is not disturb me and not strong against me, just allowed, and I become a member of the Catholic, and I starting with the Reggio Mariae. One priest introduced about the sister's life, so I'm also interested, and I attending the vocation meeting 3 years.
And how old was this time?
The time 29 years old.
Wow.
Okay. We late entered the community, but I saw first time the Korea Daughter of Charity, beginning with one American sister, one Japanese sisters, for helping the poor, especially lepers. They are really clean their feet, and they are given. Every month they visited the house of the lepers, and with the doctor and with the other lay volunteer. They really having total service for the lepers. I saw so nice experience with the sisters, and I attending continuous 3-year vocation meeting. I decided to enter the community, but still I question why he's invited me this kind of life. Still I'm in the mother house. I pray.
So even while you're here in the mother house, you're saying, why me? Yeah,
continue.
That's beautiful. I think many daughters of charity have the same experience of wondering at some point, how did I get here? How did this happen? And you have a beautiful story, and I think also to kind of resonate with you in that experience of seeing a daughter of charity in action is often very attractive. It's something you see a daughter of charity serving the poor, and we say, I want to do that. She always seems to have it with such joy, and we hope that as we continue in our vocations, we're able to be that same witness to other young women who see us serving the poor and say, I want to be like that, to carry that on. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's very important action. Just see, and after we can see what is the reality, why the God is invited me this kind of life, daily life. We can find sometimes he is not answer immediately, but later why he gave this kind of life. Continue to asking and see with the patient. I know why he is call me this kind of life. I become more strong faith with him.
Yes, yes. So can you tell us a little bit about the community in Korea? How many sisters are there?
But our sister is now only 10 Korean sisters. Still, 2 Filipina sister is mission Korea. We are very few vocation because first sister is going to Japan to the formation little difficulty culture and language, and second group also we are changing the province, so second group also going to Philippines, but now many we are close with the Philippine people, Filipina sisters, because some sisters came. She is a seminary director. She in the Korea, so we are become setting the formation. But the time reduce the searcher, so still we have no vocation. Many Korean this time, many other congregation also. One problem is the searcher and less vocation, so that's making we have something problem because even the church. The lay people, oh sister, we cannot see in the church the sisters, only in the city and some metro we will see each other. Some people really told us we are not see in the church the sisters because many congregation also out of the church, and we are more important service like pastoral service we really doing. This time we are not too much the work in the church, some service in the church. This means parishioner parish. Right. So our sisters working now for Korea. One problem is migrant. So many migrant working our country, so we service the migrant and marriage, international marriage couple, especially the Korean men married without preparing the girls, especially only 20 plus. Many the other Asian younger just married the Korean men, so they have no experience culture. They are only 20 plus. They are younger. They just married. They have become mother. That's making really social problem this time. And other one is our country has become many old people, so we are not preparing well the who is retired. Before the first son is obligation to the support the parents, but this time our culture is not anymore for first obligation for the first son. First son also hard, so the mother and the parents living alone. So that's also making social problems. So our sisters elderly home and daycare center to service more active, more social work. Our sisters doing that.
Where were you before you came to the Mother House? What were you doing? I was in our first house. It's Sanbon. I serviced the daycare center 8 years for the children, because one problem is the mother is most working this time, so the children, the grandparents take care of the children, but this time they are not living together. So Korea is many daycare center. Some other daycare center just on 40 days or lesser than 1 year, they starting the living the daycare center. Just the mother is early morning going to the office, so they just asking get the baby for the daycare center until what she is finished the work. So the baby is attending the mother. Yeah. Since 7-year-old, we are to get the children together in the daycare center. So some problem is only the baby is only experience social because they are the mother is no hands take care of the children, because this time economy is very important. So the mother is working, so many children is with living other children, other teacher, something. So the family is not as strong.
Okay. So that's right. So I'm enjoy to since 1 year old, until to 7-year-old. And our daycare center, we are not build. The government, they are financial, the building, everything financially is supporting. We are managing, only the managing. And our center is especially the special children and not ordinary children studied together. We call combined integral education.
Got it.
So you're integrating the education with special needs children. With children who may not have learning disabilities. So we would call that mainstreaming, I think, in the United States.
One class together, but two teachers, because special children is needed a special teacher. So one teacher, 2 or 3 children special, making the program and helping because they are
cannot sustain to alone. So sometimes without knowing other children, they are something negative experience. So the teacher is really expression and starting early, like 2 years or 3 years. I saw them. They are become really friend. They are just, even the children is something abnormal attitudes, but the ordinary children is really accept, and they become really making friendship. So that's a beautiful view.
Yes. Yeah. Now you had mentioned earlier that the sisters are no longer as visible or as active in the parish, but it sounds like you've, as a province, and the sisters have really engaged in a lot more social ministry, as you said, but it sounds like beautiful ministries to people who are really in need in your community and in the country. Yeah, it's a beautiful witness.
We are very few, so we really thinking much. What is real for in our society? What is really needed our hands? Sometimes we really we are very settled very well, but this is other people, like other lay people, they can do. We just live. We really looking for what is real for. We continue the question. So now really more service migrant really in Korea. The poor is migrant poor. Migrant people really needed our hands.
You know, I think for the people in the United States, they think only about how immigration affects the United States, but to realize that there's so much migration going on in the whole world. People are moving from different place to place, and it's such a difficult journey for many, many people.
Yes, and when the Korea making opera, the soft film, the Korea very well making the opera, like a drama.
Okay, a drama.
Yeah,
okay.
Very well making. So many other countries, especially Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines, other nations, especially now Latin America also. I heard here also many the Poland sister and wow, Korea the soft drama is so nice. I saw the one. And many younger, they have a dream. Korean man is like a very gentle.
They want to go see
very gentle and very handsome. They are rich. I will marry, and he will become support my family. Like they have a dream. That's not reality, but they are just dream, and sometimes they have some occasion without thinking what is the marriage life, what is living other country, what is my future problem. They are nothing thinking, just because they so much love the drama. That's reality. So many younger without knowledge just married, they are become very, very hard time. So my sisters just visit their family, and we are encouraged how to become mother, because they are still younger. They did not know how to care their children. So our sister helping, sometimes counsel for with the dialogue and communication with their husband, how to making nice the communication with the husband and relative of the husband. And our sister is also teaching given to some idea Korean culture, so it's making less the problem. And now Korean Catholic Church also very attentive about migrant people and support also, and multicultural family also, because the multicultural family, one problem is children. The children is cannot speak Korean language very well, and they went to the school, and they are not adjust very well. So in the church, they really some volunteer is helping to the family, visit to what is their problem. So they are really helping. Still, Korean church is many volunteer helping the visiting some poor, visiting some kind of what their people is needed. Our hands, especially very interesting. Some Catholic we are given to the catechism also, and Korea the SSVP also very active for visiting for the poor and society. Something big hard time, they really given to their financial or the physical, and many things is helping. And one thing is Korean people really wanted to become unification with North Korea, because almost 2 generations we are not communication. We did not know our relatives still alive or not, because we cannot enter to North Korea, and North Korea people cannot out to the country also. So last year we have something good mood. We have a starting communication, so many people really prayer, and some Catholic leaders really preparing for the future mission to the North Korea.
Yeah, it's interesting, because of course we see things on the news, and we know the news is somewhat slanted one way or the other. So Americans, who also are 2 generations away from the split between South and North Korea, don't always understand what the politics of it is. But to hear you speak about how within the local church and within local communities there's encouragement, it sounds like some excitement about the possibilities of a reconnection with North Korea. And you had spoken earlier before we started about that there are Catholics in North Korea who've not been able to practice their faith. Can you talk a little bit more about what might be the hopes of the church, or just in general the Korean people, from your perspective, of what that reunification might look like, or what even these small steps toward more open conversation and maybe meeting each other a little bit more to reunite with families, how that's kind of resonating within the country?
Before the event, we cannot go to the North Korea, but the Bishops' Conference, they have one group is really, especially Caritas, is helping some kind of food for the children. They are bring the rice for the children, but that's only the material things. But we cannot share about our religious, our faith. But because they very strong, but they are communist. The politician is communist group is very, very strong expression. But I think now because the communist beginning, the real communist, but the North Korea, they become not the president, but the Kim Jong-il, because 3 generations First time Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, now Kim Jong-un. 3 generations, the family of the Kim become very like a royalship, like a kind of royalship. But the royalship plus communist. So they are really, I think they are not real communists now. But the Catholic Church helping the first time for the material, because many people nothing to eat, because the North Korea people has other kind of system for the economy. So sometimes not much the product of the food, something even natural is also not helping to them, so nothing to eat. So first time the Catholic Church helping to their food, their material, like Saint Vincent first given to the bread, and after that given to the faith.
Yes, feed them first with food, and then feed them with faith.
That. But other congregation and other religious, we have many seminar, because we did not know what is happening real, the North Korea. The North Korea people what thinking, and something we have no idea. So we invited some who is nowhere and study very well about North Korea. So we listen to their idea. We are knowing more the reality of the society of the North Korea. So many other congregation making seminars. So our sisters also attending, and we also invited the young people also attending the seminar. We are just not much moving, but some groups really preparing some mission for the North Korea.
Yeah, that's fascinating, really, because I think we're always kind of looking at it as Americans or anyone outside of Korea, looking at it again as a more political issue, or trying to understand this, what we always call the hermit nation, this nation that has no communication, and yet what you're sharing is that there's almost a desire on the part of South Koreans to prepare themselves for the stories that will come over, that what North Korea, the people of North Korea have been through, and so to be prepared to hear their story and to understand and to be compassionate for when that, and if the unification can come, that you're prepared to be one with each other. I think it's a beautiful thing, because I don't think that we think about that. Like, what will that be like? And these are your brothers and sisters and your uncles and aunts, and these are your people in that sense. And so that, I think that's beautiful, that idea of creating seminars that will help you to be more informed about really what has been happening in these last 3 generations, and to be prepared for that. It's a beautiful witness again to the compassionate heart of the Korean people to each other. I think that's beautiful.
If we have we have unification, only 10 minutes by train, we can go to the North Korea, and they came also South Korea. We have still the line of train. And one priest near our house, he's French, but people coming here, I visit here because he is mission of Paris near our house. So I told him, "Oh, Father, I will go Mother house. Oh, your house is very near my house." But he is French. He can enter the China, and now he's helping who is escaped from the North Korea.
Wow.
But he is helping them, but he cannot using the China. He must go in Taiwan or Bangkok. He go to the other country. He is entering China or the Korea. So before his other apostolic work, but this time he is more more active, because he can enter, because Korean people entered China, but we have Korean, so the Chinese, the governor is something reject the Korean people. But if other country people, like especially French and America, they accept, so they can go near the North Korea. So they are really having who can escape to the North Korea people.
Yeah.
He really sometimes sharing to the what happened, the reality, because he heard who is escaped the North Korea, the reality.
Right.
So he heard and he shared, and he asked the many Korean prayer group, prayer for our countries become unification. Yes. So Blessed Mother,
That's an important prayer.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. If I mean, we could go on and on about this. I think it's such a fascinating part of the world. It's such a fascinating conversation about the reunification of these two countries, but also the sense of movement, as we said, about migrants moving into Korea. And so there's so many things that are similar to the rest of the world, and yet something so unique about the relationship between North and South Korea, obviously, that's so personal to the people, that sometimes to those of us who are watching from afar don't necessarily understand. So I think in closing, what would you ask our listeners, those who are listening to this podcast, those who would want to join you in prayer? What would you ask them specifically to ask Our Lady for, maybe what graces the Korean people might need? But just what prayer would you ask us to join you in for your people and for the country?
I ask something with us. Our daily life, we practice accepting what is different, our culture, our language, our something different neighbor, really accepting small thing practice. Finally we can accept really even difficulty, very very hard situation. Really we can easily accept. That's also one kind of practice. So continue with the prayer, and we are really listening to God. Our country is without war, with the peace. We are become one, and I hope after that we have many vocation, many vocation, and become what is the God given to the grace. Our country, we have a long time sacrifice. Finally, we know His will. Why we are long time separate.
Yes. So we'll pray for all of that, for peace, for understanding. For compassion, and that as this process, both internally within the country and politically, that peace can reign in a divided nation, and that unification can come about in a way that is beneficial for everyone. Yeah. So thank you so much for
thank you for your words.
It was such a delight to talk with you, and we'll continue to keep each other in prayer.
Thank you so much.
And now it's time for your Vincentian Pulse. This has been in the Company of Charity podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.